So Emu Park, where I am now, it's south of Yeppoon, but you can't go any further south along the coast because there's rivers, like big river mouths, and I think maybe there's ferries, but I don't think there's bridges or anything, so I've got to go back to Rockhampton and then go south from there. Hey mate, I hear ya. This must be like their spot. They're like, what is this guy doing here? It is a weird spot to chill. It's not like there's this like crunchy, like snake habitat looking stuff. But like it's perfect for me because it's like a spot where, you know, it's secluded and I can just chill. And I've been training on the beach here because the sand is lava, so you've pretty much got to run. And I jog down to the ocean and then I catch a wave back in from the ocean. Wow, it's still lava all the way to here. And then I do some push-ups in the, like where the sand's like concrete, so it's nice and solid. And then I run back. I'd love to find like a secluded place like this where there's just like no people and like no, like where I can pull the ute up and like in the sand dunes and just camp for like 100 days straight and just take heaps of like tinned food and like stuff food that will last for ages and like 1,000 liters of water in like a big tank on the back of the ute and just like train there and meditate there, journal the whole thing and just like, yeah, see what comes of that. That's like me swinging the pendulum back to that extreme end again. Like, yeah, cool, you've been living out of your ute for a while. How can we up the ante on that? Let's not travel at all. Let's just perch somewhere. Let's get rid of the vehicle altogether. Just take a backpack full of baked beans and bottles of water and just walk. Like that fella in the comments ages ago, reckons he walked from Melbourne to Darwin. Had to put my feet in the water after running through that lava. This is a good beach to swim at too. Emu Park. And fuel's cheap here. It's like some of the cheapest fuel ever and it's like in the middle of nowhere. Maybe that's like one of their ways that they get people to come. Man, this is so perfect. Like, what more could you want? I'm just such a beach person. I know that about myself more than ever before now because I've been to all the beautiful creeks and rivers and stuff. I think it goes like beach, and then like I like rainforest with waterfalls, and then like creeks and rivers, and then like desert is like last on the list, like dry country. I don't thrive in that environment, but I have learned to love it too. I did learn that how to appreciate it, and I did, like, you know, I used to think of the desert like there's just nothing out there. It's like, but it's the emptiness and the vastness and the immensity of it that is the thing about it that's awesome. It's silent. It's still. It's a place where you can really hear yourself and you can hear anything else that's like present. So yeah, I've stopped getting sunburnt, really. Like I've reached a point where I don't really get sunburnt unless I'm like skinny dipping. It's the first time in my life I've ever had like sunburn like on my upper thighs and like my butt. Like first, that's insane. Like you go your whole life without like exposing like those parts of your body to the sun, like because we're like wearing clothes all the time. But yeah, when there's nobody around and you're just by yourself, you get sunburnt butt. Back to this fella. He wants to tell us a story, but we don't speak black cockatoo. Not through this medium anyway. Not through a screen. spirit to spirit, maybe. Yeah, I just love finding a place like this. I think I'm going to stick to that plan that I had of just like driving along the coast and spending the days at the beach, and then just like when it gets dark and cold, just like go find a free rest stop, and just roll the swag out, sleep, wake up with the sun. I got to do something about the condensation in the mornings though, because I've got to wait for everything to dry out until like 9 o'clock. So I might like see if I can, I'll burrito myself in the tarp. I'll make like a little triangle, and that'll catch most of the dew in the morning, and it should just run off naturally. And then we don't have to wait as long because I don't care if the tarp's wet as much. It's just if the swag's wet and it gets moldy, or even when like last night when I rolled it back out, it was still a bit damp and it was kind of shitty, like just uncomfortable. Yeah. First world problems, eh? Having a moldy swag. Because I get to travel around the country, and camp everywhere, and see all the most beautiful things in the world. I started eating tinned asparagus because I was like, I'm not getting enough greens in my diet. I went to like the tinned section because I just want stuff that lasts a bit longer. Because I put heaps of fruit in the esky. That's like my fresh food. But I need more like options and stuff. Get really bored of like apples and pawpaws and mangoes and even bananas. Yeah, another first world problem. I have everything I need. I have like a sting happening on my finger, and I'm hoping that it's not like a delayed response to a sea creature that's just gonna flare up like crazy. Also, I'm pretty sure this is still crop country until I get past like Gladstone, but they go a bit further south than that. But it looks like there's some kind of nets out there or something. Not that I agree with that, but it does make me less scared. And there's other people swimming, and I reckon you'd see a croc more likely at the beach than you would in those creeks where it's like full brown, murky, muddy death water. You know, there's some places where you just take one look at it and you know that if you get in there, you'll die. It's not this place. This place is crystal clear, beautiful, fresh. I can feel another sting, another little sting. Hopefully it's just like sea lice or something. Whew. Yeah. My friend is going through a bit of a thing, and I was like, we coach each other, both creatives, both trying to like create a creative career. Wow, that was like, what do you call that? Alliteration? When you use the same beginning of a word? Like a poetic thing. Creative career. We're trying to create a creative career for ourselves. Yeah, and she's going through all the doubt and fear and stuff. I'm going through doubt and fear and worrying that same sort of shit, but like I have a totally different. It's not like better or worse. It's just like I'm in a different space with it. Because like right now, I'm having faith that there's 50 journals on my phone right now. Whether they all get posted or not, I'm not sure. But there's 50 journals on my phone, haven't even been uploaded, let alone like posted or scheduled. And I'm just having faith that this story is worth telling, and that there's going to be an audience for this. Like people are going to be interested. And I think that's like where I'm at with it. It's just don't create something and then post it and then analyze it. Like that's what I used to do. Like just analyze the response, analyze, just self-critically pull everything about what I've created apart. Now I just like set it and forget it. I just I create, and then I just go through and get it all out there, and then I forget about it. And, well, it's not that I forget about it, it's just that I start the process again before I have a chance to analyze anything. Like the stuff that's posting now, like I created that before, obviously. So I'm not really thinking about it because I'm creating right now. I'm creating right now in this moment. So I don't have time to analyze how the last video is going. And I'm just like focusing on the next thing so much that like it eliminates the issue that she's having right now. So I kind of shared that with her, like just like create like so much stuff, like just get into it, like don't stop. And yeah, maybe my advice is good. Of course it is. This is gonna work. You just keep creating. I've been creating so much, like writing, photos, videos. I think, just the quantity approach. It's not so much that like you're just trying to get lucky, like by making so much content that you might just strike gold and like you'll make the right thing or share the right thing. It's more so the quantity approach is more about mindset and discipline and routine and habit and keeping yourself busy so that you don't have time for shitty habits. You don't have time to watch Netflix or analyze your shit or feed your addictions of any kind. You don't have time to whinge and bitch. Like you don't have time for anything. You only have time to create because like you've created a routine where all you do is make stuff, which I don't know. There's like that whole idea that like we try to escape the working world, the 9-to-5 world, so that we can be free, and then we just build a new prison for ourselves that's even more stringent and hectic because it takes like 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times more effort and energy to do something that you love. Like so many people just want to start a podcast, So many people just want to like do the cool, fun, easy thing. Like even this, like it's like really like how entitled am I to think that I can just record journals of like how I'm thinking and feeling and think that like that should be an interesting show for people to watch or like interesting content for people to consume, and people like I should make money from that. Like that's the modern entitlement. And I'm just owning it. Like it's ridiculous that I think that I can do this. But at the same time, I get to do it because I believe I can. And people underestimate how big that is. Like so many people will judge and criticize and be like, anybody could do that. Anybody could do a podcast. Anybody could do like be a vlogger. Anybody could be a Instagram influencer, a model. Anybody could do like all these cool fun things. Anybody could do it. Well, why aren't you doing it then? Because you're scared. Or because it's actually fear. But it's also all the judgments and projections that you've put onto these other people. The second that you try to step into that picture yourself, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between yourself and another. So all those judgments and projections that you've ever put on anybody else also apply to you. It's like you've set up the rules of your own game and you've said that all these things are stupid or all these things are ridiculous or all these things are fake or inauthentic or you just have whatever you've put on it and then you do it. So you're saying to yourself, like your spirit, that you are now all those things. So part of this process is peeling back all that bullshit and not judging anybody else. Like I used to do it. I used to watch like famous YouTubers and just like be like, oh, that's bullshit. That's so unfair. Like or just like make up all these judgments and criticisms and like such a sellout, like, or, he's so fake or, whatever comes to mind. Like just, I can't even really remember because I've let it all go, but everybody does it. Like it's our defense it's like one of our first lines of defense against being honest with ourselves about why we're not getting what we want out of life. We just tell ourselves that people who are doing exactly what we want to do are like, it's unfair in some way, or like just we put shit on them. We put shit on others so that it's not our fault that we're not doing what we love, or like we're not doing what we wish we could. And yeah, as long as we're putting shit on others, we can't step into that reality, because we're essentially saying that reality is full of shit. And so yeah, how are you going to step into that reality if you think it's full of shit? Because then you're going to think you're full of shit. See how it works? See how there's like a cycle? Everything that you put out into the universe comes back to you in all these subtle and simple ways, though. Simple, subtle but simple. Yeah. So it's like, and the only way that you get through any of it is to like start challenging it, like start trying to do what you want, and just feel like you'll become aware as you step into it. You'll be like, oh man, now I am like. For me, here's one thing, like a concrete, real thing that I've had to do as a creator. I used to think that doing a call to action in your video was full of shit. Like, I thought that's like selling out. I thought that's like asking for something that you didn't deserve. Like all these thoughts and feelings about it. So like when people are like, go check out my Instagram, or like, click the like button for me, or it means a lot to me if you guys would click subscribe, or, you know, that kind of stuff. But then you get into like making YouTube videos and you do a few like tutorials and courses and stuff, and you find out that a call to action dramatically increases the engagement on your video, which dramatically increases the reach of the video, because the more engagement it gets, the more impressions it gets, the more impressions it gets, the more people it engages, and it's a cycle that continues. So everybody who's not doing a call to action is shooting themselves in the foot. And I still sometimes don't do them, but like I've been trying to do it more and more. Like right now, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button for me, leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already. And like go check out the other links in my description. There's like a whole bunch of ways that you can interact. I've got a website, you know, kylives.com. I don't plug that. It's all part of it. It's all part of it. There's so much to it. And you don't have to do everything yourself. You don't have to be like an accountant, business entrepreneur, video editing extraordinaire, and be able to speak and communicate really effectively. You could just choose any one of these things, like, and you could build a team. And if you worked in a team, like you'd have that support around you and encouragement, and you'd be able to bounce off each other. I've got a few people that I really like to work with like that. I messaged one of my mates finally this morning and started the early stages of planting the seeds for the pitch that I'm going to give him. I really want to produce a really big film with one of my good mates and give him like almost total creative control, and just like support him and nurture him to bring it to life. But I want to like star in it and like use all the resources that I have and put them behind him and like bring all of our stuff together. Yeah. I'm just imagining out loud again, but I guess that's what it is. That's what the journal is. I've been writing journals too. Like I've got 2 journals going on. I've got the like this kind of journal where it's got like some boundaries, and I try to be more conscious of what I'm sharing because I know that it's going on the internet. And then I've got like a private journal where I'm just like externalizing all the like hectic stuff that's emerging and being triggered off inside of me while I'm exploring myself. Yeah, seen a lot of good news back home too. As I'm about to arrive, like it looks like everything's going really well with the crew, with all the community and that. So I'm excited to catch up with everyone, because I think it's going to be a lot of smiling faces and a lot of gratitude and happiness. Like we've had a hectic year, everybody. It's been like, what the fuck is this? You know, 2020 go down in the history books for sure, for every single one of us. Like, what is this? What have we done? But yeah, I think we're coming out the other side, or we feel like we are. hopefully it's sort of, we're on top of it. And yeah, Christmas is going to be beautiful, like the new year. Well, never will there ever be a year where, like, I reckon New Year's resolutions will be stuck to. Like, people will come into 2021 swinging. Like, after this year, it's like, nah, next year is mine. Like, I'm having it. Like, I'm doing what I'm here to do. I'm not wasting any more time. Like, we've been in lockdown. We've had all these restrictions. We've had all these issues. Everything, like, trying to, like, holding us back and, like, getting in the way. All this external stuff that we can blame everything on. And all it's really taught us is we can't make excuses and we can't blame things outside of ourselves. We've got to keep moving forward. We've got to keep doing what we're here to do, no matter what. And in amongst that, we've got to try to follow all these, like, COVID safe plans and rules and regulations and move around these restrictions, fill out the appropriate paperwork. Like, yeah, it's made me, like one of the big things is, like, I'll do whatever it takes to continue my mission. Like, you want me to, like, fill out a 10-page form to, like, have an event, or, you know, like, whatever's going on, like, I'll just do it. I'm just going to do what I need to do so that the next thing that's in my imagination becomes reality. That's where I'm at after 2020. Probably going to have a lot more, like, wrapping up 2020 kind of insights in the journals that follow, especially as I get closer to home, because I'm going to have a break from journaling, I think, over, like, Christmas and New Year's. But obviously, yeah, all these times that I'm saying, like Christmas and New Year's, will be totally irrelevant, because I'm pretty sure, like, where we're up to now with the journals will be posted in, like, March, April-ish. Like, I have no idea. But it doesn't really matter, because, yeah, time is an illusion. Yeah, these black cockatoos. I just want to say good day. Well, I'm going to continue my day. Keep training. Got one more banana left. Got a bottle of water. I'm set. I've got everything I need. Shade and water. That's what I said, right? That's all I need to be happy. And the ocean is, like, the greatest bonus of all time. So yeah, I'll see you again shortly, eh?